All right, what's up guys? Zach Schieffer here, and I want to share with you 7 ways to optimize your emails for Gmail's dark mode. Now, the reason why you want to watch this video is you don't want your emails looking like this. You don't want your logo not even being able to be seen, and you don't want your emails looking janky just like this. All right, so there's a couple reasons that your emails could look bad. So the first one is text sections. So you want to be careful when you're using HTML text sections. Honestly, we like to put those at the bottom of the email if you're trying to include those for deliverability and put them kind of into one section instead of just throwing in like right here. This shop now is going to be like an image, and then this is going to be Klaviyo text, and this is going to be Klaviyo text here. So it kind of just looks, like a zebra here in dark mode. And then over here, kind of the issue is that this is an image right here, and then they have text and an actual regular CTA, kind of a Klaviyo CTA down here. So if they have an image up here, it's going to look fine in light mode, but when it changes to the dark colors, you're going to get this kind of boxy look. It's not going to look great. And like this text is really close to this box, and it doesn't look as pleasing to the eye. So I recommend either spacing this out a little bit more, making this text right here, or just doing something different. And really viewing your emails in dark mode is the easiest thing that you could do just to make those tweaks. And then what you can really mess up is these spacer sections. So it's going to be like a thin little line here. Again, not that big of a deal, but if you're really looking for absolute perfection, you're not going to want to use spacers too much if you're putting images in between them. So instead, I would just make these images larger. And when you make them in Figma or whatever your design tool is, you can just make sure the spacing is what you want. So you can just take out this section and just make this image a little bit bigger is what I would recommend. And then countdown timers. This is kind of an issue. They just kind of look like they're floating here. Not the best look. What we've done previously is just make a section right here and then put an image as the background of that section. So you just put like a big green block right here, big green image that is the same color as your countdown timer. That way, this whole entire section right here is going to be an image rather than it being black right here, which is just kind of a design thing. I think it's going to improve the look and not make it look like a tiny little timer right here. It's actually going to look like it was meant to be that way. And then images, especially if you have product images, sometimes if they're super cropped in, like you can see on the left here, it's going to look fine in light mode, but in dark mode, it's not going to look good. So make sure your crops still look good in dark mode, just like this, and make sure there's some space up here to the left and right and down below. You don't want it super zoomed in. And then highlighting, honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of this altogether just because it really increases the file size of your email and hurts your deliverability, and it's going to make it just, a big fat email. So you don't want to do that as much. So what I'd recommend is taking out the highlighting, and if you wanted to, you could just make this an image if you really wanted the highlighting in there. That way, when this text turns from black to white and the highlight stays the same, it's not going to look bad like this. Like this is obviously an issue. You can't read what the text is saying here. So that's really, very simple fix. I would just make it an image or do something different with that. Honestly, just take out the highlighting altogether. And then font colors, you just want to be cognizant of what color is going to change to what. So like for example, this color right here, this probably looks fine on a white background, but when you pair it with a dark background, it's just hard to see. It might not go as well with the CTA as you'd like. And you just want to be aware that it's really going to be black to white, white to black, and then everything in between. Social media icons, again, another area to look out for. You just want to be cognizant of what the background color is going to change to. And the easiest way to see what it's going to change to is just by turning your device or your computer to dark mode and viewing your emails. You can really make these templatized so that they look good no matter which mode, light or dark. And you just put those templates into Klaviyo. Super easy to do and just kind of replicate after that. But if you're trying to drive traffic to your social media pages, people might not even see this, or it just might not look as good as you'd like. So one tip here, very simple, but just use plain text emails. These are going to look great no matter what device it's on, and no matter what mode you're on, light or dark mode. And then something that's kind of fun to do here is actually taking your logos and putting some sort of glow or some sort of stroke around them. That way they look fine, they look normal in light mode, but then they actually have a cool kind of glow effect in dark mode. And you can still keep that same PNG. And yeah, you just pretty much do this. You can do it in any sort of tool, Figma, Photoshop, whatever you're using. And you just want to make sure that the logo is actually cut out rather than it being, I see a lot of brands that they have kind of a, they have their logo, but it's on a square rather than it being cut out like this. And it's just kind of a big chunk in your email. Doesn't look nearly as good. So final thoughts, the biggest takeaway here is just to test your emails out, see what they look like in the inbox, in your own inbox, and then you can go ahead and fix it. Really, I mean, your background colors are going to get inverted. So white is going to go to black. Black is going to go to white. Very simple. And then kind of one thing that you can do here is custom code your emails from scratch. You can put pieces of code in there that actually override certain dark mode defaults. However, this is a lot to handle. It can be pretty time consuming. I wouldn't recommend it if you're starting off. It's just not really super straightforward. All right, and just a quick reminder here, if you're running the marketing for a D2C e-commerce brand and you want help adding 20 to 50% to your monthly revenue, make sure to check out our website for a 100% free custom game plan to do so. Then you can go ahead and subscribe to learn more about how to add revenue to your D2C brand. And the next step, you can go ahead and check out this video that we've linked right here. That's 10 tips to boost your email marketing deliverability. Highly recommend you checking that one out.